Pemdas, also known as order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. So what you're going to want to do first, you're going to want to do parentheses. Okay, this is the order in which we do stuff. You're going to want to do parentheses first. Next, you're going to want to do exponents. Okay, P, E, exponents. Okay, then you're going to want to do multiplication and division. Okay, from left to right. So from left to right. And then addition and subtraction from left to right. Okay, this is the order in which we do our math when we see problems. Okay, problems like this. We're going to do them in order. So let's go ahead and start off with this one up here up top. Okay, so what you see is 3 times 6 plus 7 squared. So the first thing you're going to want to do is parentheses. Okay, that's first on our list. P, parentheses. So now we have 3 times 13 squared. Okay, next you're going to want to do your exponents. Squared, cubed, raised to the 4th power, 5th power, whatever your exponent is. So 13 squared. Okay, if you know my trick for squaring your base numbers, you're going to say 13 is near base 10. It's 3 away. So we get 13 plus 3. That gives us 16. And then 3 squared gives us 9. So 13 squared equals 169. Okay, so now we have 3 times 169. Okay, that gives us 507. So here's our answer, 507. Okay, 5 times 3 times 2 squared. So we notice there's no parentheses going down our list from top to bottom. We see, there's an exponent. So we're going to need to take care of that exponent first. Okay, so 2 squared. What does 2 squared give us? That gives us 4. So here we have 5 times 3 times 4. Now, doing our multiplication, we're going to do left to right. Okay, left to right, multiplication or division. Basically, whichever one you run into first, starting from the left and going to the right for multiplication or division. Okay, that's important. Multiplication or division. Also here, addition or subtraction. Okay, so starting from the left, 5 times 3, that gives us 15. And we have 15 times 4. 15 times 4, that equals 60. So here's our answer, 60. Okay, so let's say we have something like this. And you see what we call here, we call this the fraction bar. Okay, if you see a fraction bar, what you kind of want to do is you want to put whatever's on top and bottom in parentheses. Okay, so when you see a fraction bar, it's kind of what you want to do. You want to put these top and bottom, whatever's top and bottom in parentheses, and then go from there. Okay, so 43 minus 1, that gives us 42. And 4 plus 2 gives us 6, plus 10 to the 5th power. Okay, now looking from left to right, we end up seeing this exponent. Now, as you know, exponents, okay, they come before division. So what we're left with here is a division. Okay, so we want to do this exponent first. So we have 42 over 6 plus 10 to the 5th power gives us a 1 with 5 zeros behind it. Okay, so 100,000. Okay, next we're going to do our multiplication or division from left to right, starting at the left, going to the right. Every time we're scanning from left to right. So 42 divided by 6, that gives us 7 plus 100,000. So our answer, we get 100,007. Okay, once again, just to reiterate, at the very beginning, we didn't have these parentheses. If you see something with a fraction bar, you want to count whatever's in the top in the numerator, and whatever's in the denominator, you want to put parentheses around them. Okay, so going from left to right, we see parentheses. Okay, this is the very top of our list, parentheses. So we're going to do these parentheses first. What's in the parentheses? 8 times 5, that gives us 40. Okay, times 20 over 5 plus 6. Okay, now we're going to do 40 times 20 over 5. So if you remember your fractions, okay, what you could do is 40. You could write 40 as 40 over 1. Okay, remember, any number that you have, you could represent it as a fraction simply by putting it over 1. Any whole number you could represent as a fraction. So now we're going to do our multiplication. When you do multiplication of fractions, it's just straight across. So 40 times 20, that gives us 800, okay, over 5 plus 6. Okay, now scanning from left to right, we see we have a division problem. Okay, division comes before addition. Okay, division going from top down, order of operations comes before addition. So we're going to do our division first. 800 divided by 5, that equals 160. Okay, plus 6. Now 160 plus 6, final answer, we get 166. Okay, here's one that's not as difficult. 72 divided by 9 plus 7. Okay, starting at the left, scanning to the right. Starting at the left, scanning to the right. First thing we come across, division. Okay, second thing we come across, addition. We're going to do division before addition. Remember, we're going from the top down. So division comes before addition. So 72 divided by 9. 72 divided by 9 gives us 8. Okay, 8 plus 7. So our final answer, 8 plus 7, that gives us 15. Okay, here's another easy one. 2 plus 7 times 5. Okay, starting from the left, looking to the right. See, we have an addition, multiplication. Okay, multiplication comes before addition. So we do the multiplication operation first. So now we have 2 plus 7 times 5, that gives us 35. Okay, now for our final answer, 2 plus 35, that gives us 37. Final answer, 37. Okay, a few more simple ones, and then we'll start increasing the difficulty, I guess. So just a few more simple ones, just kind of get used to the idea. Okay, starting from the left, looking to the right. See, we have an addition, subtraction. Okay, so we're going to do addition or subtraction, left to right. So addition or subtraction. Okay, what that means, or subtraction, it means whichever one we run into first. So we run into the addition first. So 9 plus 8, that gives us 17. And then minus 7. Okay, 17 minus 7 is 10. Final answer, 10. Okay, 9 minus 32 divided by 4. Starting at the left, scanning to the right. Okay, we have a subtraction and division. Okay, division comes before subtraction. Remember, we're going from the top down. From the top down. So division comes before subtraction. So we have 9 minus 32 divided by 4. 32 divided by 4 gives us 8. Okay, 9 minus 8, that equals 1. Final answer. Okay, 5 times 10 minus 1. So here we have parentheses. Remember, parentheses, we're going to be doing the first thing we do, parentheses. So now we have 5 times 9. Okay, 5 times 9, as you know, is 45. Here we go. Final answer, 45. Okay, 48 divided by 4 plus 4. Once again, we have parentheses. That's going to be the first thing on our list. So 48 divided by 4 plus 4, that gives us 8. Okay, now 48 divided by 8. Okay, 48 divided by 8 gives us 6. Okay, 20 divided by 4 minus 10 minus 8. Okay, parentheses inside parentheses. Okay, very simple. You're going to do the very innermost parentheses first and work your way out. So we're going to do the very innermost parentheses first. So that's 10 minus 8. So rewriting, we have 20 divided by 4 minus 10 minus 8 gives us 2. Okay, so now we have 20 divided by 4 minus 2. Okay, notice that once you get a single number here by itself, the parentheses, they drop off. Okay, so at this point, you don't really need to write the parentheses here at this step. I'm just kind of showing you. Okay, so now we still have parentheses, so we have 20 divided by 4 minus 2, that gives us 2. Okay, now 20 divided by 2, 10. Final answer, 10. Okay, scanning from left to right, we see parentheses. So this is going to be the first thing we take care of, the parentheses. So we have 40 divided by 4 minus 5 minus 3, that gives us 2. Okay, now once again, you could leave it in the parentheses. Doesn't really matter. At this point, you know, like I just said, from this step to this step, once you get a single number inside the parentheses, you don't really need them anymore. Okay, so this is essentially what you have. So now scanning from the left, looking to the right, we see we have a division and a subtraction. We know from our order of operations, the division comes first. So 40 divided by 4, that gives us 10 minus 2. Okay, 10 minus 2, our final answer is 8. Okay, scanning from the left, looking to the right, we got additions and subtraction. So we're basically down here at the very last one. Now remember, we're going to go from left to right, addition or subtraction. So that means moving from left to right, whatever we run into first is what we do. So 9 plus 9, that gives us 18, plus 6 minus 5. Okay, 18 and 6, that gives us 24, minus 5. Final answer, 24 minus 5, that gives us 19. Okay, once again, starting from the left and scanning to the right, we see we have parentheses. So that's the first thing we need to knock out is the parentheses. Okay, 5 plus 16. 5 plus 16 gives us 21. Then divided by 7 minus 2. Okay, now scanning from the left, looking to the right, we see we have a division. We know that comes before the subtraction. So 21 divided by 7 gives us 3. We have 3 minus 2. Now 3 minus 2, our final answer is 1. Okay, looking from the left, looking right, from the left to the right, we see we have an addition, multiplication, and addition. So we know from our order of operations we have to do this multiplication first because multiplication, once again, multiplication comes before the addition. So 10 times 5, now we have 7 plus 50 plus 10. Okay, looking from the left, going to the right. Okay, we have all additions, so we just go from left to right. So 7 plus 50, that gives us 57 plus 10. 57 plus 10 equals 67. Okay, scanning from left to right, we see we have parentheses. So we need to do everything inside the parentheses first. So now we're just basically looking at what's inside here from left to right. So we see we have an addition and a subtraction. So we're going to do addition and subtraction left to right, addition or subtraction left to right. So starting at the left, 6 plus 25. 6 plus 25 gives us 31. So now we have 31 minus 7 divided by 6. Okay, then 31 minus 7. Okay, 31 minus 7. 31 minus 7 gives us 24. Okay, 24 divided by 6 equals 4. Final answer. Okay, first thing we see here is parentheses. So 6 minus 4 gives us 2 times 49 divided by 7. Now it looks like we both have multiplication and division. So going from left to right, multiplication or division, whichever one we run into first. From the left to the right, 2 times 49, that gives us 98 divided by 7. 98 divided by 7 is 14. Final answer. Okay, parentheses. First thing we're going to do, 7 times 5, that gives us 35 divided by 5. 35 divided by 5, it equals 7. Okay, scanning from left to right. From left to right, we see we have parentheses first. So 8 plus 5, that gives us 13, times 35 over 5 plus 6. Now, we have to do our multiplication before we do our addition. So here's a trick that I like to do. If you see this number, this whole number by itself, it's being multiplied by a fraction, you could put this whole number as a fraction simply by putting it over 1. Okay, so now we have 13 over 1 times 35 over 5. And perhaps your inclination is to just multiply straight across, normally how you do a fraction. But here's another little trick that you could do, is you could rewrite this as one big fraction. So you have 13 times 35 over 5 plus 6, right? When you multiply two fractions, it kind of turns into one big fraction. Okay, you could rewrite it like this. Okay, now at this point, so this trick kind of helps out because you could now reduce. So 35 and 5 cancel out, we have 7. So we have 13 times 7 plus 6. Okay, 13 times 7 gives us 91 plus 6, that equals 97. So here's our final answer, 97. Okay, scanning from left to right, you see we have a fraction with a bunch of stuff underneath here being added together, plus another addition. So, like I said earlier, what you could do is you could, if you see a fraction bar, okay, if you see a fraction bar, you could put everything in the top and bottom in parentheses if you want. Okay, so now we have 27 divided by 2 plus 3 plus 4. That's 5 and 4, that gives us 9, and then plus 3. Okay, now going from left to right, we're going to do our division before we do this addition. So 27 divided by 9, that gives us 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Okay, so looking at this problem here, like I said, like I just got done saying, that you could put everything in the top and bottom inside parentheses. Okay. Remember that if you have a single number like that, it's really not needed. So starting at the bottom here, we have parentheses inside parentheses. So we work in the inner parentheses first, working our way out. So now we have 45 over 8 times 5 minus 4, that gives us 1. Okay, minus 3. So now we have 45 over 8 times 1 is just 8. So 8 minus 3, okay, that equals 45 over 5. 45 over 5 equals 9. Okay, working our way from left to right, we see we have the parentheses. So that's the first thing we take care of. So rewriting this, we have 8 times 15 over 5 minus 5 plus 9 gives us 14. And remember, at this point, if you have a single number inside parentheses, you could get rid of the parentheses. So this is kind of what we have now, just 14. Okay, now we want to do our multiplication before our subtraction. So once again, we have a whole number being multiplied by a fraction. So we could rewrite this as 8 over 1. 8 over 1 times 15 over 5. So rewriting that, we get 8 times 15 over 5 minus 14. Okay. And at this point, we could reduce. So 15 and a 5 cancel out. We get a 3. So we have 8 times 3 minus 14. 8 times 3, that gives us 24 minus 14. 24 minus 14 give us 10. Okay, so we see we have this fraction here. Remember what I was saying, that you could put, when you see these fraction bars, you could put parentheses over the top and bottom. Okay, so now that we have these parentheses, we work on that first. So now we have 2 times 7 minus 10 over 5. Okay, now working from left to right, we see we have this multiplication and a division. So doing this multiplication before we do our division, and we do that before the subtraction. So multiplication first, we get 2 times 7 give us 14 minus, and 10 over 5 give us 2. So 14 minus 2, that gives us 12. Okay, 10 plus 2 minus 2 times 6 minus 1. So let's do the parentheses first. 10 plus 2. Okay, we need to do our addition before our subtraction. Remember, we're working left to right, so we're at this row here. Left to right, addition or subtraction, whichever one we run into first. So we have 10 plus 2. That gives us 12 minus 2 times 6 minus 1. Okay, now 12 minus 2, that gives us 10 times 6 minus 1. Remember, those parentheses are there, but if you have a single number, you could kind of take them off. So now working from left to right, we see we have multiplication and subtraction. So 10 times 6 takes precedence. So we have 60 minus 1. Okay, 60 minus 1 gives us 59. Okay. So we see we have these two fractions being multiplied together, but this one has some stuff going on in the denominator. So once again, we could kind of add parentheses to this fraction bar. So now we have 49 over 7 times 60 over 10. Okay, now we have multiplication of two fractions. Remember, multiplying fractions means you just kind of multiply straight across. So we could put this all underneath one big fraction. We could say 49 times 60 over 7 times 10. Okay, now at this point we could reduce. So the 49 and the 7 kind of cancel out. What we're left with is a 7 times 60 over 10. Okay, and this 60 and this 10 could cancel out. So we're left with 7 times 6. 7 times 6 gives us 42. Okay, so here we have one big parentheses. So let's work everything in the parentheses, working from left to right. So here we come across this multiplication. Looks like that's going to be our first operation, the multiplication. So rewriting this, we have 2 plus 6 times 2 give us 12, plus 2 minus 4 times 2. Okay, now working from left to right, whichever we come across first, since we have addition and subtraction, so whichever one we run across first, going from left to right. So 2 plus 12, that gives us 14. Okay, so we have 14 plus 2 minus 4 times 2. Now 14 and 2, that give us 16 minus 4 times 2. 16 minus 4 give us 12 times 2. 12 times 2, of course, is 24. Okay, so here's what we got on this one. And once again, we can put these in parentheses. Okay, so now we have two set of parentheses. We can kind of do these at the same time. So we have 8 over 4 times 3 and 6 give us 9. Right? Remember, you don't really need to put the parentheses once you get a single number by itself. So you can kind of write it like this. Okay, now working from left to right, we see we have division, multiplication, multiplication. So left to right, multiplication or division. So whichever one we come across first, going from left to right. So that's going to be our division. So 8 over 4, that gives us 2 times 9 times 3. So now we have multiplication. So 2 times 9, that gives us 18 times 3. 18 times 3, well, 20 times 3 is 60. We have to go back 6, so we're going to call that 54. Hey, you made it to the end of this video. I want to thank you for watching. Please press the like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.